Hello, Bethany. I just want to take a moment and just kind of share with you, we are, another week into life being radically different. And at the same time, we are into also a season that I believe that God is continually wanting to teach us and grow us and challenge us more of how to be His church. Not just about what it means to go to church, but really what it means to be His church. And as we're coming into this week and we're seeing, this is going to definitely last longer than any of us expected it to be. And every time we think we see an end in sight, it changes on us, and that can be discouraging. But I want to encourage you, again, realizing God is in this and He's got a purpose. And the thing is for us, how are we going to find that purpose and align ourselves with what He is doing? And I want to encourage you with Hebrews chapter 10. Because as we get into this farther, we're really being challenged with what it means to truly be together in unity and fellowship. And Hebrews chapter 10 verse 23 says, "Let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for He who promised is faithful." And He's reminding us of that hope that I mentioned last week in regards to 1 Peter. And we want to be able to consistently be ready to live in a way that gives an answer for the hope that we have, how we are living this differently because of that hope. But then he continues and he says, "Let us consider how to stir up one another to love and good works, not neglecting to meet together as the habit of some, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near." And the truth is, even as I read that, I'm reminded that we not only have to consider how to stir each other up and how we meet together, but right now we're in a season of having to reconsider how we do this. We got to rethink. And what I want to encourage you right now is, one, if you're in a grow group, if you're in a Bible study, to be even more diligent right now of staying connected with each other, to reconsider how to make that even a more active part of your life, how to not neglect meeting together in the sense of this core fellowship that God has brought together for you and to really be the church and the small mini church community that you have. But at the same time, I know that there are people in our church out there that aren't connected in a grow group, that aren't part of a fellowship or a Bible study, and Sunday morning is kind of all you have. Maybe Wednesday night coming with your kids was all you had, but you really don't have that more intimate church family. And right now, I know as we're progressing into this more and without that end in sight, you are in a season now where you need that more than you've probably ever needed it spiritually in your life. And I want to encourage you with something to say, maybe it's time to reconsider how to stir one another up to love and good deeds, not neglecting to meet together, as maybe we were in the habit of doing, just making that Sunday morning thing our focus, but instead come back and seeing how to encourage one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near. And I want to encourage you, if you're not in a grow group, to email me this week, to get connected, to find this close-knit church fellowship and family that we all need. And although what we can still do on Sunday morning, gathering for the 9:30 time together, is so important, and I'm excited to see how many people are logging in and watching that and commenting and sending us their pictures and all of that. It is so encouraging to know we have made 9:30 how we gather together as a church. I really want to encourage you to not let that be the end. And if you're not connected in Grow Group, to give me an email, give me a call, help me connect you into one of these groups to build onto that fellowship and that church family that we know God has called us to. Because one of the cool things that we're going to be doing is coming up this week normally would have been Communion Sunday. And what we're trying to do is realize, how do we practice these things of our faith that we normally would do on Sunday morning? And I'm going to be meeting with Grow Group leaders this next week and talking about how we can maybe bring that into our Grow Groups and maybe make that a part of our fellowship time together. Because, we are learning how to do this together. And at the same time as we're learning, let's run after it. Let's not neglect it. Let's not just put it on the back burner. Let's not just wait for it to be done, but let's realize God has got something for us, and let us run after the kingdom things of God. And let Him show us what those new things are that He wants to grow in us and challenge us in to truly continue to be His church. I love you. I am praying for you. Your pastors are praying for you. Your overseers are praying for you. And let's continue to run after God together, being His chosen people set apart for this season.